Well, just jumping off of that, what was your reaction when you found out that she was going to be stepping back into the fold?
Well, I was actually elated all of a sudden because, there wasn't a whole lot of talk as to what. I didn't even know her name, so suddenly she had a name and there was going to be some sort of return, and I didn't know what the circumstances were going to be, and like you guys have found out that, she obviously had a drug problem, and it put our daughter in jeopardy, and that's pretty much why she ended up leaving. A stint in rehab also, but never really explained why she never came back until now. So it was much easier for Joe to pretend that she died than to explain why she was gone and she wasn't part of Iris's life.
I can assume that Iris will not necessarily react favorably to you lying to her for her whole life.
Well, I mean, you guys have seen the show. Of course not. Like,
so what can you do that does to their relationship?
Iris doesn't take well to being, lied to, particularly a huge lie like that. I mean, it's a huge lie, and, I think you'd be surprised at how it all shakes down, but Iris is growing as a character and as a woman, and she handles it a whole lot better than I would have ever imagined it being written. Like, she really does she's like growing, literally growing. It's awesome.
Has Francine had any children of her own since her and Joe split?
Not that I know of.
Has Francine's return affected Joe's relationship with Barry at all?
No, not at all. I mean, I think more than anything, Barry's worried about me because he sees how worried I am that she suddenly returned, and what that means for Iris. And so he's certainly concerned, about my feelings about the whole thing. But no, Barry literally is like the shoulder to lean on in this whole little episode.
Building on.
What can you say about Patty's relationship with Joe going forward now that she's an official member of the Metahuman Force?
Well, I think we get into a lot of bumpy situations just because there's so kind of like this where there's so little things, there's so many things I can't tell her. You know what I mean? And to put her on the Metahuman Task Force, but then sort of keep her in the dark as to what's really happening in most cases. I mean, any strong woman won't take that well, so I mean, you'll get to see how she actually reacts to it. But it's another kind of mistake that I make with another partner.
Does he find himself in any awkward situations there because he knows that Barry loves Iris, but also we see that Barry and Patty have a connection?
Yeah, there's a couple of awkward situations, and there's a whole thing sort of floating around about when at work, how much do they show their relationship, and it flips back and forth. There's a point where I sort of encourage him to just sort of be free with it, and then I see them being free with it, and I don't like it. So it kind of goes back and forth.